Do you take the credit when things go well for you? Is it your fault when things go wrong? Or are you a feather in the wind, guided through life by the great mysterious other? These questions are at the root of a psychological concept called locus of control. It was introduced by Rotter in the mid-1950s and refers to whether a person believes the consequences of their actions are caused by their own personal behaviours or by the environmental factors of others. For example, if you perform well on a class test about locus of control after watching this video, is that thanks to your decision to watch the video and cement your knowledge on the topic? Or is your test result thanks to my decision to make the video, YouTube's algorithm for putting it in front of you, and your teacher's fortuitous choice to ask easy questions? There's very little doubt which is the better orientation to embody. But before we get to that, let's clearly outline what the two locus of control orientations are. First, those with an internal locus of control orientation believe that their behaviours lead to real-world outcomes. These people perform well in tests because they worked hard for those grades. When someone with a high internal locus of control performs badly on the sports field, it's because they didn't put in the training hours, or they decided to go out partying till 3 the night before. But those with an external locus of control orientation are different. They believe that other factors beyond themselves have caused whatever outcomes, and there's nothing that they could have done to change things. People with a high external locus of control blame their teacher for a poor test result, or that the person behind them was coughing throughout the test so they just couldn't concentrate. A compelling win out on the sports field is gratefully attributed to good luck. The other team was having a bad day, and their captain wasn't in the right frame of mind because he'd just been dumped by his sweetheart who's run off with the captain of the chess club. Anyway, these are the two poles of a scale. Most of us aren't entirely one or the other. So Rotter created a self-report measure to ascertain where on the IE scale we each stand. In order to determine this, Rotter presented participants with 23 paired statements. People's misfortunes result from the mistakes they make is paired with the later statement, many of the unhappy things in people's lives are partly due to bad luck. Participants are required to state whether they agree with each of the statements, and at the end, either the internal or external statements are counted, giving the participant a score between 0 and 23 for how closely they align with that locus of control orientation, 0 being not at all, and 23 meaning you are a fully committed card-carrying ambassador of that locus of control orientation. Now, as I mentioned before, most of us are a little bit of both, with a slight leaning one way or the other. But which is the better orientation to have? External and able to blame all of life's problems on other people and factors? Or internal and able to take full credit for all of your life's achievements? Most research points towards an internal locus of control orientation being preferable to an external locus of control orientation. Davis and Farris found that people with an internal locus of control worked harder to achieve a goal than their externally oriented counterparts, even when both groups were given the same encouragement that they had all of the skills required to complete the task. A decade later, Strickland found that locus of control orientation even has an impact on personal health, as people with an internal locus of control were more likely to be aware of and implement good health practices into their life than those with an external locus of control. Developing this thinking further, Gross likens Rotter's external locus of control to Seligman's concept of learned helplessness, which Seligman suggests is a cause of depression. I think it's probably clear by now that across a range of studies, the benefits of adopting an internal locus of control over an external one are numerous, in achieving goals, promoting physical health, and promoting mental health. So want to improve your chances? Perhaps join the Peace Corps. In all of Rotter's locus of control studies, Peace Corps volunteers were found to exhibit the highest levels of internal locus of control. And if you're a proponent of social learning theory, you could well pick this up by association. So, where do you reckon you are on the internal-external scale? How about your parents? What about your friends? I'll see you in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting. Of course, if you did, there is a great thumbs up button to tell other people that it is a valuable video to watch. And if it's your first time here, join us by subscribing and you won't miss out on another video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.